Hello everybody, my name is Jesse Reynolds from Florida, and I want to welcome you this evening to this Advocare for Coaches conference call. If this is your first time looking at Advocare, just want you to know that there's really two main areas that we help people with here in Advocare. The first one is their health, and it's done through our world-class nutritional products, and the second area is we help people with their finances as well. I don't know what you are looking for yourself or for your family, but just know that if you're looking for help in either one of those areas or both, that Advocare has definitely got a solution for you. So, we were actually a 18-year-old health and wellness nutrition company founded back in 1993 by a gentleman by the name of Charlie Regis. And Charlie really had a three-part vision for what he wanted Advocare to be. The first part of Charlie's vision was he wanted us to have the world's finest nutritional products. And we're going to talk more about that in a minute. But just know that my wife and I have been using these products for 3.5 years now, and we saw phenomenal results on day one, and we continue to see phenomenal results with ourselves and our family members and friends whom we share these products with here 3.5 years later. And you guys are going to hear from some champions in a few minutes who've been using the products for an even longer period of time than that. But just know that that is really the backbone of what makes this entire company go round, is the safety and the efficacy of our products. The second part of Charlie's vision was he wanted Advocare to use the direct sales model to distribute our products. And the reason that we do that is simply because if our products work, Charlie didn't want us to spend all these millions of dollars in advertising and marketing, all those different things. Our products work, they make a measurable difference in people's lives, and therefore other people go forward and they become walking testimonies to the power of the Advocare products. And because we've got the finest nutritional products on the market, and because we use a direct sales model to distribute them, that really leads to the third part of Charlie's vision, and we have a world-class opportunity for ordinary people like you and me to be able to create an extraordinary lifestyle for ourselves and our families. Just to take you back 3.5 years ago, when I first got introduced to Advocare, I was 24 years old. I was actually a high school teacher and a coach. I was teaching high school math and PE, and then I was also the strength and conditioning coach and Olympic weightlifting coach after school. I was living that typical teacher-coach lifestyle, working 60, 70 hours a week, spending all my time pouring into other kids and everybody else out there, but not really taking care of myself and not really taking care of my family. Then back in November 2007, my buddy Steve called me up and told me about these Advocare products. And when he first contacted me, Steve lived over 2 hours away, so I didn't get in front of Steve and sit down with him and have Advocare presented to me properly. I just went online and started doing my own research. And really, one thing that I've come to know about Advocare, and if you were just on the beginning part of your Advocare journey here, that you will come to see for yourself as well, is the more and more you look into Advocare, the better and better Advocare looks. And the reason is because we got nothing to hide. This is a company built on substance. This is a company built on credibility and reputation. And when I first started looking at Advocare, the first thing I saw was Charlie's guiding principles. Charlie's 10 guiding principles are what started Advocare and what continued to lead Advocare here 18 years later. But this is a faith-based company. Charlie truly created Advocare to be a vehicle to make a difference and impact people's lives. This is not about selling vitamins, guys. This is not about pushing as many protein shakes as we possibly can. This is about having a vehicle to get in people's lives and help them make a change in the area of their health and performance, and help them, for those who are looking for it, help them make a change in the area of their finances and time debt as well. So just know, if you're looking for help in one of those areas, that is at the heart and soul of what Advocare is about and why Charlie started Advocare. The second thing I saw was Advocare's Scientific Medical Advisory Board. We've got some of the leading researchers and medical professionals from all throughout the United States. Just to talk about a couple of them real quick, Dr. Robert Hackman at UC Davis. They're the largest nutritional research school in the entire country. So that definitely lends some credibility. We got Dr. Stanley Dudrick at the St. Mary's Hospital, which is a Yale affiliate, and also Dr. William Kramer, who's the past president of the National Strength and Conditioning Association. So when I started looking at Advocare and seeing the science that goes into the product formulations, that was definitely something that caught my attention, because I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a dietitian. I'm willing to bet that probably most of you guys out there on the call this evening are not from that background either. And so I was always very skeptical and very hesitant to recommend any sort of nutritional supplement to anybody. But when I saw the credibility that was backed by a scientific and medical advisory board, that definitely gave me the peace of mind to know that these products were safe enough for me and my family to use, and for me to recommend to other people as well. The third thing that really caught my attention about Advocare was its non-paid endorsers. Advocare's got more non-paid professional and Olympic athletes out there who are endorsing and using the Advocare products every day than every other nutrition company in the world combined. And again, that just lent tons of credibility, because honestly, if these products are good enough for guys like Drew Brees and Colt McCoy, they're probably good enough for you and me. And so that was definitely something that spoke volumes to me. I also saw that Advocare had a sports advisory council, and those are leading Division I universities that have their strength coaches and athletic trainers on board with Advocare. And just a few of those schools I saw that really caught my attention were definitely Auburn, Oklahoma, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Boise State, Air Force Academy, just to name a few of the schools that are on board with Advocare through our sports advisory council. And the big one out there, especially if you were coaching athletes who are subject to drug testing like I do, then you're definitely going to be impressed by the Informed Choice program. That is the largest third-party testing program in the entire world. They test our products for 200 plus banned substances before they leave the warehouse. And all that means for you and I is that if you recommend a product for someone who's a drug-tested athlete, you are never going to have to worry about what they put in their bodies. That is a voluntary program that Advocare is a part of. But because of the credibility of our science behind our products, and because of the credibility and reputations of the athletes who endorse our products, Advocare is committed to putting out the safest and most effective products on the market. And that Informed Choice program is really just another step. But when I saw that, when I started doing my research into Advocare 3.5 years ago, those were definitely some things that caught my attention. But ultimately what it came down to for me was I had to try the products. I got started on Advocare's 24-day challenge. Now, I was working 60 to 70 hours a week. I was a former collegiate athlete, but then I started living that teacher-coach lifestyle. And as I said, I was taking care of everybody else before I took care of myself. I got started on that 24-day challenge. I completely kicked my Mountain Dew habit that I was addicted to, and wound up dropping 45 pounds in 3 months on the products. My wife sat there for 3 months just watching me, trying to find out if there was something wrong with these products, if I was going to grow 2 heads or whatever. Finally, she saw me get such great results that she couldn't resist it anymore. She got started on Spark, and then very quickly got started on the 24-day challenge also, and went from a size 10 to a size 2. So the products work, guys, and we can talk about that part forever. There's so much credibility and science and safety that goes into the product formulations, and we're just a walking testimony of it. But really the bigger part for me with Advocare, what I saw was not only was my physical health in poor shape, but really my financial health was in poor shape also. Because again, I was spending so much time helping build up other young men and young women, which was something that I loved. But unfortunately, my family took the brunt of it. And at 24 years old, I had $20,000 of credit card debt. I bought a house at the wrong time and was upside down on my mortgage payment. And my wife and I were planning, my fiance at the time, she and I were planning for a wedding. And we didn't see any hope to do something to change our circumstances. But luckily, my friend Steve had introduced me to another gentleman by the name of Z. And what Z did was simply he shared with me what was possible for my family if we said yes to this vehicle of Advocare. And just to fast forward real quick, because we got some great stories I want you guys to get to hear from. But at 24 years old, when I said yes to Advocare, working 60 to 70 hours a week already, we put a 5 to 10 hour a week basis of effort into our Advocare business, and it paid us $22,000 the first year. That allowed us to start paying off $15,000 of credit card debt that first year, and for the first time, I started seeing some hope, some light at the end of the tunnel. Fast forward the second year, we earned an extra $36,000 with Advocare. Again, it was probably about a 10 to 15 hour a week basis we put into this. We really started to understand the power of the Advocare vehicle and the opportunity that we had our hands on. And unfortunately for me now, as I said, fast forward 2 years into our Advocare journey, at 26 years old, after working at the school for 6 years, producing their first ever state champion, the principal walked in my office and said, the economy took a downturn, we're cutting some teacher jobs, you're one of the guys we're letting go. And at 26 years old, because we were able to pay off that debt with Advocare, and because we were able to already match my full-time teaching income on a part-time basis here with Advocare, when the principal walked in my office and shared that with me, I was able to say thank you very much, and I was able to walk away from full-time teaching. Now, my heart is a coach. My heart is for coaching young men. When I was a young athlete, my high school coach changed my life, and that still continues to be my passion and drive to this day. But now, luckily, because of Advocare, we've got the flexibility and freedom where I can spend more time being a better husband to my wife, and when we start having children, hopefully to be a better father to our kids as well. And we're still able to spend our time investing and pouring into other young men and young women through coaching, but now it's something we're able to do on our own terms. We actually took the money that we were earning with Advocare and invested in our own youth sports performance center. And now here we are, as I said, 3.5 years into Advocare. Our best month with Advocare right now is $7,800, and this is still something that I do on an extremely part-time basis. And it's going to allow my wife and I, as I said, when we start having children, to both be full-time work-from-home moms and work-from-home dads. And so I just share that with you to let you guys see from somebody who's been with Advocare for a few years what is possible if this is something that you see for yourself and something that you say yes to. But I want to now take this opportunity to introduce a few champions who have been with Advocare for some different periods of time as well. They got some phenomenal stories. I really think that you're going to get a lot of value out of hearing from them. And the first coach I want to introduce on here is Coach Mark Mueller. He's actually a head football coach for a Division II program up in New Albany, Ohio. And he and his wife Elise have been with Advocare just since the spring of 2010, and they are a Ruby 6-star distributor. So Coach Mueller, take it away.
Okay, well, I guess, my story started, with product use. I was a 285-pound football coach, drinking 6 to 8 Diet Pepsis to gain my energy and to make me, get me through the Friday night football games. I did a 24-day challenge from Advocare, and we dropped 20 pounds in the first 10 days and 24 pounds in the second, for a total of 44 pounds. So, to say that I was, on the team of Advocare immediately, I definitely love the products. And for a person like a coach, to have results, to see results, is something that was very important to me. And so, from the beginning, the products definitely worked to change my life from a product side. And I'm, like many coaches I talk to, our time is very limited. A lot of us coaches, especially at a young age, get stuck in the rut that, pretty much one of the most important things in my life was, winning football games. And sometimes, those winning those football games came in front of a lot of different things. And so priorities are something that, really weren't in line. And, Advocare coming into my life on the product side, the last thing I thought I ever could do is have time to, build a business and to change other people's lives with these products. Because normally coaches are more focused than what they're doing or the teams are doing. And so when I finally started to, see the other side of Advocare and, start sharing it to other people, that's when the helping the other people came into play. A lot of people, just like my product story, started having amazing results. And it's almost like, when somebody would email me or text me or call me and said, they lost 20 pounds, it was like starting to get to where it's like I won a football game. And so there started a shift of, importance in my life. I'm not saying that football is not important to me. I'm still coaching this year, and I still do a lot of work with it. But now I have something else that's fulfilling those wins. And the wins are actually more important than the wins that we were doing on the football field. And so that started to overtake me, and my passion and my dream to help people, it just shifted from the football side of things to the health and wellness of people. And then, let's not forget about the income side. The more people we help, the more income we can make. And we had a very successful year last year. And we went 10-1 and went to the playoffs, and I didn't get any bonus. I didn't get a rookie bonus. I didn't get any extra money. I got my supplement, and that's it. With Advocare, the work that you put into, you're going to be well compensated. And, for us, it's to the point of it's consistently $6,000 to $7,000 a month. And, that's a lot of extra money to put in your pocket. And so the vision is I can see this going, if I can make 6 or 7, that means I can make 60 or 70,000. So to not only help people and get those wins, now I'm adding a win to my family. And so I think the biggest thing is coaches need to look at this and see that, football for me needed to come down in priority. Doesn't mean I don't love it. It just needs to come down in priority, and now I replace that with helping people through Advocare. And it's right in line with something that I do every day as a coach, as I'm teaching, coaching, mentoring, training people how to build their business, teaching, coaching, training people how to be healthy and live healthier lifestyles. And so, if you're looking at Advocare for the first time and you're a coach, just understand that, give it a solid look, because it's going to fall right in line with a lot of things that you already do in your life. And then the benefits will completely blow your mind. And so, Jesse, I hope that's what you're looking for.
Thank you, Coach Mill. I appreciate you taking some time out to share your story there. And next, I want to take this opportunity to introduce some more champions here. From Orlando, Florida, Coach Tim Hancock and his wonderful wife, Debbie, have been with Advocare for a little less than 2 years now. Tim is a football coach also and comes from a full-time sports ministry background. They are at the Ruby 6-star level also. And Coach Hancock, if you were out there, would you mind hopping on and sharing your thoughts and feelings with us, brother?
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Advocare. This is Tim Hancock. I've been in sports ministry for about 26 years as an athlete and a coach, always looking for something that can take to help me just be a better athlete, a better coach. As I talk to coaches around the Central Florida area, one thing I notice, they don't know what the players are taking, or they don't want to know what the players are taking. We did a Advocare approach this. We did a health and fitness camp about 2 years ago. We had a chance to test out the product. We had a chance to do our homework. We saw the integrity of the company, from the medical science staff to the sports council to the non-paid endorsers. What we loved about it was also the informed choice, where they test for over 200 advanced substances. And, we knew we had something that we could actually point our athletes and coaches to without blinking our eye. I put it in coaching football. I put it in my players and saw incredible results. And I knew at that time that we needed to take advantage of the discount. We'd just come out of foreclosure. We realized that we were in debt, and we needed to find a way to get out of debt. We took the leap of faith and jumped in and took action and became advisor. We knew that one thing was clear, that we were going to get 40% off product and save ourselves a ton of money for products that we wanted to keep us healthy. 2 boys that play high school sports, from football to track. We wanted to make sure that they had the right stuff in them to take out the excuses. At that time, we just started sharing the product more and more with people, helping educate them on something that was safe, trusted, and effective. And everybody was looking for something. Even though Advocare has been around for 18 years, is one of the greatest secrets to be able to be shared with people. The more we shared it, the more our business started growing. And we saw that there was an opportunity. And so we saw that they had a rookie bonus, and we went after that and won 5 rookie bonuses, took advantage of a $10,000 incentive that we won, earned a trip to Hawaii. Along the same way, we're just impacting people with better health and better opportunity. I look at what we do is we help people to dream again. We give them hope for the future and better health. In about a year, we hit the Ruby level, which pays probably about an extra $81,000 a year. 3 months later, hit a Ruby 6-star, which pays approximately about $100,000 extra a year. And so we're on our way trying to hit Emerald and 6-star or 9-star Emerald, that pays several $100,000 a year. So we're just thankful for the opportunity that Advocare found us, and we have something now that we can actually share the impact on the people's lives. And so if you're looking for something that's unbelievable, you just keep listening to the people that are talking about Advocare. All right? God bless you. Thank you now.
Thank you, Tim. I know one thing that I've always heard you say is every man wants to be a part of a championship team, and that is exactly what you and your wife Debbie there are building in the Orlando area. So again, thank you for sharing your guys' experience here in your Advocare journey. Now, everybody, you've heard from a couple leaders here in Advocare who have been with the company for less than 2 years. Want to show you some some more stories of what's possible for some people who've been with the company for a few years longer. Next, we want to jump out to Texas to hear from Coach Griff Malden. He and his wife Jennifer are actually Emerald 9-star distributors in Advocare. They have been with Advocare for a little over 11 years now. He was an assistant football coach and a head high school baseball coach. And Griff, if you're out there, would you mind coming on and sharing your story?
All right, guys. Well, I want to take a second to introduce myself. My name is Griff Malden, and I'm a former assistant football coach, head baseball coach, which is my passion. I'm here from Longview, Texas. And I just want to take a minute to share our story with you and what Advocare has done for us over the course of the last 11 years. You know, we originally looked at Advocare back in 2000. It was really looking for product results. And, you know, my wife got incredible results, and I got started. And really what I found is that Advocare, you know, when I got started on product, made me a better coach, a better husband, because it addressed some of my energy needs. It addressed, you know, helped me drop about 15 pounds. That just, again, really made me more productive as a coach, as a teacher. And but really our vision began to expand as we got great results. We began to look at Advocare as a way to pay off debt. And, you know, for us as a teacher and a coach, and my wife was a recruiter for university, you know, there wasn't a whole lot of extra income to pay off that $30,000 of debt we had accumulated just through student loans and not from making bad choices, but just from life. And so as we began to help other people get results on product, you know, we began to apply that extra income, and we were able to pay off that $30,000 of debt in about 8 months. And again, that expanded our vision to, you know, what could Advocare really, you know, do for our family on a long-term basis. And, you know, what happened for us, just fast forward a little bit, over the course of the last 10 years, you know, as a teacher and a coach, Advocare has allowed us to remain debt-free, and it's allowed my wife to be able to stay at home, you know, with our 2 boys, are 7 and 4, Jake and Matthew, and that has been a huge blessing. And if that's all Advocare had ever been for us, you know, what a blessing that was. But, you know, it was January of 2010 where things really began to take a turn for us as we began to look at Advocare as taking it from a Plan B to a Plan A income, because as big of a blessing as it was to be debt free, what I realized is that we had a lot of time debt. And, you know, I sat down to fill out my son's baseball schedule compared to mine that month. And as a head baseball coach, I was going to be at 4 of my son's baseball games. And so as a dad, that really struck me that, you know, we have our hands on something so incredible. And you know, I could take and solve that time debt issue if I really applied myself and if we really became focused on building a business. And so what happened for us is we went, you know, from $3,000 a month that January to averaging about $13,000 a month by the end of that school year. And, you know, Advocare is much about, you know, helping people with the Plan B income and solving issues as far as financial debt, but also solve time debt issues. So I chose to step away, you know, at that point, and just to fast forward from there is, you know, Advocare today, through the year of 2011, we have averaged $25,000 to $30,000 a month through the first 6 months of this year. And, you know, it's not so much about the money, but it's about the flexibility and the freedom that has come with that. And so, you know, no matter whether you're looking at Advocare as a Plan B, you know, to go alongside of what you're doing, or whether you're looking at it from the perspective of maybe solving some time debt issues, you know, it's really about you and what you see fitting best for your family. And, you know, often it's about the timing in your life of what you see for yourself. And so, I'm here to tell you that Advocare can fit in your family, in your life, in your career, however you want it to fit. And that's the huge blessing of what we have our hands on.
Wow, thank you, Griff, so much again just for hopping on here and sharing that with everybody. And your guys' story just continues to inspire so many people out there in the world of Advocare. And Next up, I want to take this opportunity to introduce some champions that, when my wife Beth and I first got started at Advocare, were definitely a huge inspiration to us. In fact, I remember one of our first success schools, they were Rising Stars, and just their story continues to inspire us, and it's because they're leading just such an amazing team of people out there. But Coach Mike Juve and his wife Sarah have been with Advocare since July of 2003. He's a former high school football, basketball, and baseball coach. They're currently at the Emerald level, and they are up there in Iowa. And Coach Juve, if you got a minute, please hop on here and just share your journey.
My name is Mike Juve. I'm from Decorah, Iowa, and I'm going to take you back 8 years ago when I was introduced to Advocare, or my wife and I were introduced to Advocare. At that time, I was a high school varsity football, basketball, baseball coach, and also a strength and conditioning coach. My wife was a social worker, worked with at-risk children in the schools, and I'll tell you, we loved fitness and taking care of our bodies, but I will tell you, being in our late 20s, early 30s, we were lacking energy. And it was always a joke amongst our colleagues and friends, don't call the Jews after 8, because we were falling asleep by 8 o'clock every night. And it was a college football coach that thought of us enough to share a spark with us. And I'll tell you what, at that time of our life, the timing was critical because we were needing energy. And he thought of us, put a spark in our body. We loved it. And from there, you guys, I'll just fast forward 5 weeks in. I was very skeptical, but I was really going to try the products to prove it wrong. And 5 weeks in, I went from 215 to 205. My bench went up 60 pounds. My squat went up over 70. My wife went from a size 8 to a 4. She dropped 10 pounds, and we absolutely have never felt better, and we fell in love with these products. But I will tell you one thing, the greater need, even though we were looking for energy and the timing in our life, there were things that our friends and family didn't know much about where we were at financially. And I will tell you guys is that we were living paycheck to paycheck. 2 college degrees. I had my master's degree in education, but we were still living paycheck to paycheck, and we were sick and tired of it. And when we heard there was an opportunity, we saw that as a vehicle to get us out of those current circumstances of where we were at, because we were always saying, no, we can't do that, we can't do this, because we couldn't afford it, and we were tired of it. But most importantly, my wife wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and finances were holding us back from having kids, and I couldn't, as a man, I couldn't give my wife her dream, and that tore me up. And for Advocare, we saw here's an opportunity to earn income 5 ways. We're in control of all 5 streams. Of our previous jobs of teaching and social work, we were told what we were worth. And it didn't matter how many state championships I won. I got a pat on the back saying, good job, go get them next year. I didn't get a raise. I didn't get a bonus. So we saw this as a vehicle. And I will tell you, we had our first child, and within 4 months, we replaced my wife's part-time income. And from there, you guys, 4 years, we did this very part-time, very hobby, averaged $1,500 a month. But the last 4 years, things really changed because we decided to commit to sell out to our dreams and our future for our family. We went from $1,500 a month to right now we average just under $15,000 a month. But by the end of this year, 2011, it'll be $30,000, and by 2012, it will double. And we are both work-from-home parents now by choice. We were able to walk away from 2 professions, or me as a teacher coach, because I wanted to, not because I had to or that I didn't like what I did. I loved what I did. But I tell you what, we have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old now, and my priorities is to be a dad and to be a husband. And I get to be that for my kids and my family. So I guess with that, Jesse, I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you sharing that. And everybody out there listening to this, again, just I hope you see the theme of the things that the leaders and champions here in Advocare are talking about. Again, it's about being a husband. It's about being a father. It's about being a leader in the community. And those really are at the heart and soul of the things that we value here. Want to introduce our next champion here on the call, Todd Varvel. He and his wife Shannon actually are champions and record setters here in Advocare. They actually are the fastest distributorship to ever reach and achieve the diamond leadership level here in Advocare. And if you're out there thinking, man, I'm too busy, we've got kids, we got this, Well, not only is Todd and Shannon both full-time teachers, and Todd was a high school varsity girls basketball coach, but they also have 5 children, and they have built this business in an incredibly short period of time to a level that is going to completely change their family's financial future. So, Coach Varvel, if you're out there, would you join us?
All right. Well, thanks, Jesse. I appreciate the opportunity to talk to people out there who are looking for an opportunity. Advocare is certainly an opportunity that has changed my wife and I's lives, and in just a short amount of time. 14 months ago, we were in need of something, and we didn't know what that was going to be. I've always worked hard. My wife's always worked hard. I've coached basketball. Basketball has always been something that has been my passion, and once you can't play at a high level anymore, all you feel like you can do is teach the game, or that's what you want to do, is teach the game. And we've always enjoyed teaching. My wife's been teaching 18 years and has her master's degree. I've been teaching 13 years, was an investigator before that, and but we've always worked hard, but we've at the same time never been able to get ahead. And a point of frustration really came to a peak about 14 months ago, and I had trouble affording my son's basketball shoes. And it really hit me like a ton of bricks, because I thought, here I am 40 years old, and all my focus has always been on basketball, and teaching other kids and things like that. But yet, while I'm chasing these trophies, so to speak, I just have never gotten this financial aspect of my life taken care of, and it really gave me a sick feeling in my stomach when I couldn't afford those basketball shoes. So, but like they say, if you continue doing the same thing, you're always going to get the same results. And just a couple of days after that point, Jamie Yount gave me a call, and I'd played college basketball with Jamie Yount, and he said, hey, I have a life-changing opportunity I want you to look at. I need about 30 minutes. And like they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And I was certainly ready for something, and I was tired of trading hours for dollars and never being able to get ahead. So he got us on a webinar with Jim and Marcio Hickey, and our eyes were open to Advocare, and a company we had virtually never heard of, but yet we saw all the endorsers and all the, the fact that it was an 18-year-old company and it was debt-free, had all this, the great science behind the products and products that stand alone in the marketplace. And then we saw the guiding principles, which was, just huge to us. And so we basically looked at it and we said, okay, if we don't do this, what are we going to do? And our only alternative was to really do more of the same and do more trading hours for dollars, more basketball lessons, which equals more time away from my kids. And so we chose to jump right in as advisors that night. We hadn't even tried a product, but we figured if the Olympic athletes and professional athletes were on Advocare products, then obviously they were very good products. So that was really a no-brainer to us. But Jim O'Hickey told us something that night. He said the company works, the compensation plan pays you like no other, the products work, and he said the variable is you. Are you willing to go to work in Advocare? And he said if you work this hard for 90 days, it'll pay you the rest of your life. So we simply listened, and we were very coachable and teachable, and we did what he told us the success system was, and then we plugged into him as much as possible. Jamie and Holly Yount started doing mixers for us about every Monday night, and really what changed, I think, a couple months in, we attended Success School, and we simply left there thinking, if those people can do it, we can do it, and just our belief grew. And so right after that Success School, and that was last June, in about 8 weeks' time, we earned the Paris incentive trip. We helped another 7 couples earn the same trip, a 5-star trip, and that was amazing. We just returned from that a few weeks ago. But the bottom line is we went into this past school year, and it was just about three months or so into Advocare, and we had doubled our teaching salaries. So we were utterly amazed and went in this past school year with a much different attitude, and with all the insecurities out there with teachers and the things that are going on. A lot of teachers are scared out there, and so we were so thankful that we had started our Advocare business. And about mid-year, Shannon was able to walk away from her teaching job, and at that point we were making about 4 or 5 times what we were making as teachers with our Advocare business. I figured I would, once I got through the basketball season, I decided I was going to resign and just basically pour more into Advocare and into my family and really secure our future. So I figured I would finish the year out, which I did, and I finished teaching. But we were able to hit the diamond level in just under a year, and that month we hit diamond, we earned $35,000. That month we've averaged over $25,000 consistently, and it's just been nothing short of amazing when I look back and realize that 14 months ago I had trouble affording my son's basketball shoes, and how things have changed. But we knew that with Advocare, we just thought that that's a way that we can really go for our dreams, because a job is really just meant to sustain us and just to pay the bills, but it's not meant to create wealth. And we knew if we were going to have a chance to do that we were going to have to try to take advantage of this great opportunity. And it's just been nothing short of amazing. We're thankful so much for Jamie picking up the phone and calling us about it. But we're especially thankful, to God for putting this in front of us, and we will never take it for granted. And it's just been nothing short of amazing. So anyone out there, I would encourage you to get involved and get past your skepticism. It's good to be skeptical, but your mind is like a parachute; it only works when it's open. Open your mind to this, get your questions answered, and take full advantage of this opportunity, because there's nothing like it.
Wow, Todd, thank you so much for sharing that. And again, just you guys are such an inspiration, because there could be someone who out there tonight is just taking a look at Advocare for the first time, just like you guys were barely over a year ago, and 1 year from now could be looking up and your story could be their story. And that truly is inspiring and encouraging as well. And I do sincerely hope that somebody out there chooses to have that be their story here in the near future as well. We got one last champion that's going to come on here and share his story and also help just to close out this call here. And this is something I'm definitely excited about, because Coach Joe Hadacek, not only have he and his wife Gloria just been two of the top leaders in Advocare now for the past 13 years, but he was actually my mentor's mentor here in Advocare, and it is truly an honor and a privilege, and I cannot think of anybody better to come in here to help close out this call and share just their wonderful journey and story here than Coach Joe Hadacek from Iowa. Coach, take it away.
Well, thank you, Jesse. I appreciate the chance to be on the phone call. And as a college former football coach and current high school football coach, I appreciate this information, because the backbone of Advocare in terms of profession has always come from the teaching and coaching profession. And it was a long time ago when I was introduced to Advocare 13 years ago. I was a college football coach working 80 hours a week on salary. Loved my job. I had no desire to leave my profession. But I tell you what I was short on was time with my family, and I was short on finances. And when I went to a coaches convention, I put spark in my body. I'll never forget it. That day, my whole life changed because I felt better. I came back to that booth where I met some coaches, talked about Advocare, talked more about the product, the background of the company. You already heard the credibility. The more I saw, the more I liked. And from that day forward, I've been on the product called Spark. And there's not one single coach in this United States of America that should not be on Spark, because you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your kids to be at your highest level of focus. Spark got me off the six-pack of Diet Pepsi. I was taking six-pack of Diet Pop every single day, trying to lead by example. And as a coach, you're always telling the kids, hey, stay hydrated, stay focused. Well, if you're not doing it, guess what? You're not leading by example. But I tell you, leading into that was another product called Post-Workout Shake. At age 36, I tried to stay up with those young guys, and it took me 2 days to recover. post-workout is the safest and best product in terms of post-workout product that you can put into your body, and that made me feel better. And I led to one other product from a product standpoint called Metabolic Nutrition System, and I highly recommend that for every coach because there's no way with the number of hours you work and the schedule you keep that you can eat correctly each and every meal. So what we did is got on Metabolic Nutrition System. I personally dropped 36 pounds in 2.5 months, and my whole life changed because I felt better, I was performing better, I was sleeping better. And not only that, but we were using Rehydrate as a product for our team. And for those of you that are getting into that part of the season where kids are coming in, they're looking good, they're all buffed up, but all of a sudden during the preseason we beat them into the ground due to our schedule, and they're losing 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds for the big guys. We use Rehydrate immediately after practice, a big glass for every young man. And I tell you what, our average weight loss the last year I coached college football with 120 kids was 1 to 2 pounds per player during the preseason. And we decreased our cramping tremendously, almost shut it out. We hardly had any cramps going on. And I attribute that to one change. That was a change of using Rehydrate. And we still use it today, 13 years later with our high school team. I do not have any other drink on the sideline other than Rehydrate and the choice of water if somebody doesn't want it. So they still have another choice, but there's no other product on our sideline, and it works. So from a product standpoint, obviously with the credibility, this personal story, our team story, the products work. And, the thing about it is it's not about chasing kids on your team, trying to get them on products from a business standpoint. It's educating people out there that are adults and informing them that if you have a child that's playing football, you know what, you're going to want to take a serious look at a safe product. And that's the way I approach it with our team yet still today. But here's what I also want to tell you. As a coach, I was living check to check, and most coaches are. And I was tired of it. We never took any vacations that left the state of Iowa. And I know my wife was tired of living check to check because at the end of the month, she'd always say, do not use the ATM machine. Do not spend any money. And I'm like, well, we haven't done anything. We were just living. We had a 30-year mortgage, 5-year car note, 10-year student loan payment, and we were broke. And the bottom line is I was sick of it. And we saw Advocare as an opportunity first to pay for our own product usage, a $200 a month goal. And pretty soon we raised the bar. Hey, can we make a car payment too? We were able to do that, retailing the products to our friends, our family, some of my coaches, some of the guys I coached against. I'm not opposed to sharing something that's going to make somebody feel better physically, even if it's somebody I'm playing against. And the bottom line is people are searching for something in today's health-driven, wellness-driven society. The next step was making enough money to pay for our house payment, and we were able to do that. And then we made a big decision, Jesse. We went down to Dallas, Texas, something called Success School, and we went down and sat in the very back row, and I listened to the vision of a man named Charlie Reagan. He spoke like Vince Lombardi. He talked directly to us, and I could tell the man just had what it took, and you just wanted to put your helmet on and go play for him. And it wasn't a rah-rah speech, but it was about vision for your life, vision for your family, vision for people you care about, and building a team of champions that want to go with you. And I bought into it that day, and we came back from Dallas in February of '99 and decided to turn this on and put more time into it. And all we had was 2 hours a week before we went to Success School. I did it on Thursday nights from 8 to 10 o'clock because I was working 80 hours a week. But what I saw is I needed to put some more time into this vehicle, and we did that. We upped it to 10 hours a week, and within 60 days, within 2 months, just doing some of the basic fundamentals of blocking and tackling here, we were able to jump it to $3,000 a month. We did the same thing for the next 6 months, and we jumped it to $15,000 a month. Now, $15,000 a month is 3 times my coaching salary at the former school I worked at the NCAA Division III level. So it was money coming in more than we could ever dream of. But I also realized that I had to make a decision with my time. Did I want to coach football the rest of my life at the college level, or did I want to do something different and help people with Advocare? So we sold out that season, had one of the best seasons that school ever had, and at the end I resigned in '99 and walked away full-time with my wife and made 6 figures that year. And ever since that time, we've earned well over $500,000 per year. In fact, over $7 million in our course here in Advocare. Today, we make $80,000 a month. That was more than almost twice my coaching salary when I started out. So $80,000 a month. It's not about money now. It's about helping people. And it's a dream come true, but today I coach high school football. I coach my sons because I want to. I can put 40, 50 hours a week into football during the football season, and I have a salary I can fall back on that allows us to live a lifestyle that my family deserves. Debt-free, no house payment, no car payment, no student loan payment, no credit card payment. Don't have to worry about the things putting your head on the pillow at night that a lot of people do. And if you're in that situation, Coach, you got to look in the mirror because, as coaches, I think, to be honest with us, sometimes we know we're in the best profession that anybody could ask for. So it's not about pulling you out of the game. Understand that. Teachers and coaches are the best professionals out there. We need you. We want you to stay coaching. We want you to stay teaching. But what if you could earn a part-time income of $3,000 to $4,000 a month? Because that possibility is there today, and it's better than it was when I got in. It's better than it was when Jesse got in, or the coaches you've heard on this phone call. You got to look at your life and see, number one, financially, are you the way you want to be? Do you have a backup plan? If you get your walking papers, what are you going to do? A lot of people don't have that type of preparation. They don't have that type of background to understand I need a plan B income. So financially, if you're not in that situation, you might want to take a serious look at Advocare from a financial standpoint. Second thing is, your jobs. You might be in a place you don't like where you're at, and you can't do nothing about it. You try to get out of it. Well, you know what? This is what you could put some time into. Put a couple hours in a week and see what we did, and then follow the plan. It's very simple. Take the product, talk to people, follow up, and keep repeating the plan. Don't get bored with the fundamentals. It's really, when it breaks down here in Advocare, two fundamentals. It's like blocking and tackling in football. It's retailing products and recruiting others that want to retail products and consume products. It's that simple. And we just keep doing it and doing it and doing it over and over again. Still today, 13 years later, I never get tired of doing it. So really, you talk about financial situation, job situation. The third reason I see people get involved in Advocare is why I got involved, time. T-I-M-E. Here's the thing about time, guys. You can't save time. You can't buy time. You can't store time. Time is going to go on with or without you. And I think you got to look down at the end of your coaching career and see, when the day comes, when it's all over, did I put time and effort in to get a championship ring, to get my name in lights, to get some wins behind that last name, or did I put some time into something that not only changed young people's lives, like the game of football does, teaching them life skills, but teaching adult things. There's so many adults out there that lack the skills to be a great parent. I see it day to day. We can help adults financially. We can help them become better leaders. And it's a whole gift wrap package, and I don't want to get too deep into Advocare, but here's what I'm going to promise you guys. The more you look at Advocare, the more you research Advocare, the more you're around Advocare champions, the more you're going to like it. And a lot of these other direct sales companies, I'm going to tell you, the more you see it, the more you understand it, the more you see what's going on behind the scenes, the more you're not going to like it. Advocare's motto is, we build champions. We build champions. We have red, white, and blue colors. And I'll tell you this, that I am proud to wear the logo on my shirt. I'm proud to wear the hat. I'm proud to represent the company that was founded by Charlie Regis and carried on by CEO Richard Wright. Because with our rock-solid science behind us, with our unbelievable pay plan, we get paid 5 different ways. We can open up doors and change lives more than any other vehicle on the planet. And you just have to see it to believe it. So, I guess last but not least, I'm going to tell you that if somebody asks you to listen to this call, get back to them and say, hey, I listened to this phone call, or I listened to this CD or this audio download, MP3, and you know what, I want to know more about Advocare. Or maybe better yet, make a decision. Say, hey, I've been in this thing for a while, and the timing's right now. For the coach that's been around here a while, you know what, nothing's changed in the last 5 years. 5 years has gone by, nothing's changed. Maybe your day is today. You listen to this phone call, and it's like, you know what, today's the day I need to do something. I'm tired of thinking about it. I need action is the key. You can tell a kid to go work out in the weight room, or he can go work out in the weight room. There's a big difference about thinking about working out and going and working out, and that's the same thing with the Advocare. It's a work system, it's a work plan. For the new coach, hey, if you're not on product, you got to get on products. You don't even know what you're missing until you get on products like I did 13 years ago. I thought it's just another deal. day spark hit my body, that's the whole thing. Seeds were planted, and my life changed, as well as many others. And so you're either in that new category or that veteran category as a coach. And you are the finest person on the planet because you're investing in young people's lives. But I really want you to just, before we go to bed tonight, think about this. Are you investing in your better future? Are you investing in your family's better future? So for all this champion group of coaches that have been on this phone call, this is Joe Hadachek. God bless you. You're a champion for listening. And be a difference maker.